Zambia today, there are few, if any, women prominent in the visual arts. Change is in the wind. In August of 1992, a two-day discussion seminar for women artists was held to open a dialogue addressing this concern. 12 women attended and articulated their hopes for a future as women artists in Zambia. I hope to learn what artist is all about. By getting a group of women together, we could find out why we are not so visible and find a way of changing it together. How do women artists compare financially with male artists? I hope to find out how women get on and how they manage their business. By women getting together, the talent which they have will come out, and this will help them get out of the home. What is so special about women artists and about being a woman artist? Most importantly, I hope this is the beginning of a brighter future, and women will come together more often and share our ideas and goals. The workshop featured in this video was organized by the Zambian National Visual Arts Council with the assistance of NORAD, the American Center, and CUSO. It is an attempt to realize the goals clarified during the Women Artists Seminar, to answer the questions raised, and to set into play a support network which will facilitate the development of women artists in Zambia. For 2 weeks in January 1993, 19 women artists lived and worked at the Henry Tahali Arts Center on the Lusaka Showgrounds. They strove to make full use of this unique opportunity to be immersed in the creative process. Among these women were weavers, potters, textile artists, graphic designers, sculptors, painters, installation artists, and art teachers. They range from artists with extensive art experience to beginners. The majority of these women had never participated in a workshop before. Their visibility in the art world is low. The reasons are varied. We don't get invited. I am intimidated. Most of us are tied to home, family, and job obligations. It's harder for us to justify taking the time. Maybe the workshops and what they offer are geared towards male-dominated art, thus don't encourage other forms of art. The majority of art workshops in Zambia make accessible tools and materials for artists working in stone, wood, or painting, areas where male artists outnumber female artists by a vast majority. Rather than offering a range of tools, materials, techniques, ideas to provide for the needs of those artists, normally female, who prefer to work in other areas such as fabric, fiber, assemblage, and so on. Those people involved in organizing exhibits have the same tendencies. A question is raised. If these other needs were catered for, are there women to participate, and would they come? Men spend more time working on their art and exhibiting their works. Because of this, they create their place in society as artists and develop status. Women, on the other hand, have less time to give to their artwork, having many other demands upon their time. They therefore have less opportunity to refine their skills. It is more socially acceptable for a man to become a full-time artist than a woman. We face pressure of visitors at our homes, pressure of space, time, finance. We need support. In the past, Zambian women artists have had few opportunities and minimal assistance in their efforts to develop as artists. The workshop provided a supportive, safe environment for the artists to explore new concepts, materials, and techniques, and to discover how these elements can combine to reflect their personal experience of the world. Like the rest of the Zambian art community, women artists have been undermined in their struggle to create their own voice by a lack of quality and diversity in art materials and ideas. The present system is confining. To encourage growth and experimentation, a workshop structure that had a two-pronged focus was developed. The prongs being educational and a non-traditional material base. The former, the educational aspect, to exploit the human resources available. A variety of prominent people in the arts came in to discuss their area of expertise. The latter, the non-traditional material base, to necessitate a new approach to the making of art. No stone, no wood, no paint. Or at least not at first, until fears of failing in the great making of art were over. Experimentation is liberating. Throughout the workshop, the women continuously took time out as a group to reevaluate their progress, to share their individual skills and ideas, to exchange techniques, and to critique and discuss each other's work. Much of what was learned from one another. It is in our relationships with fellow artists that we are challenged and supported in our struggle to understand the world, ourselves, and our place in the world. This exchange of ideas amongst peers is a necessity. We must constantly question the definition of what constitutes art, and what the function of art can be within our personal lives and within the communities in which we live. We must question the source always. Indeed, as women in the global art community, we must question an art history and a world and cultural history which consistently denies and devalues the roles of women. We challenge the authority of a center which takes its power at the expense of the periphery. As individuals dancing on the periphery, the workshop provided a starting point for the women to build confidence in themselves as artists, gain inspiration from other women artists, have a solid block of uninterrupted time to do creative artwork and exchange ideas with other women artists, exchange information about artistic techniques and media, gain a better understanding of the contemporary art world in Zambia, and develop critical skills in evaluating art and the presentation of artwork. The task of Zambian women artists to speak their truth through art, their struggle to be heard, has begun.
Finally, I would like to thank the women themselves who have managed to juggle family and work commitments to come here to learn, to share, and to create. You have set an example for many other women in this country whose talent is still unrecognized. When I next return to the exhibition at the Henry Hayati Center, I hope to see women chiseling and marble, welding and painting alongside the men. I hope that the future exhibitions at this center, at regional branches of the Visual Arts Council, and at private galleries and hotels will be representative of both men and women in Zambia. I also hope that private collectors will actively seek the work of women artists. And finally, I hope that the Zambia National Visual Arts Council will not only welcome, but also support women within its membership. With these few remarks, I would like to declare this exciting exhibition officially open and ask you to join me in doing the work. Thank you.